Hi everyone, Comic Book Reviewer here. This time reviewing on the final issue of Star Wars Obsession. Now as you know, Star Wars Obsession was a 5-issue series that was basically meant to be Dark Horse's own version of the Clone Wars before the 2008 cartoon series changed some things here and there. And this is meant to feature a different outcome to Ventress, and of course, in the original continuity, her origin was a lot different from her 2008 TV series counterpart. So there is going to be some continuity errors with the Dark Horse comics, with the 2008 cartoon, with the original timeline. So we see how, back at Boss Pity, we see how at the CIS Medical Center, we see Obi-Wan saying, "What have they done to you?" And turns out that, Dooku as well as the CIS have basically tended to Ventress's medical needs. And we see how Obi-Wan points out that he knows about Ventress's past and that she's just basically misguided and misled. In the original Clone Wars comics, she was meant to be from a war-torn planet, while the 2008 one went with a completely different route. And we see how, Count Dooku tries to justify his reasons in that, and this is Count Dooku thinking he's done nothing wrong, and we see how Ventress wakes up, and of course, this is her going full-on violent, saying, "Don't you decide to pity me, Kenobi. I am fear. I am the queen of a blood-soaked planet." And of course, takes basically on Obi-Wan full force, and we see how Count Dooku gives her lightsabers. Fun fact, those two lightsabers originally belonged to Komori Vosa, who was originally Dooku's apprentice, and had appeared in the Star Wars Bounty Hunter game. And we see how, Adi Gallia and the other clone troopers are trying to take down the CIS and their battle droids. And we see how, Grievous is causing all-torn massacre on the battlefield. And we see how Adi Gallia and the clone troopers try to prevent him from causing more harm. And we kind of see Adi Gallia saying, "General Grievous, your rampage ends now. You can try to stop me, but I was built to kill your kind." But of course, in this continuity, she dies by General Grievous. Well, in the 2008 cartoon, it was Darth Maul and his student. So this does cause some continuity errors before Disney bought them. And we kind of see how, Mace Windu and Grievous duke it out. And we see how Mace Windu uses the Force to pick up a CIS speeder bike and rams it right at him. And we kind of see how Anakin and Kit Fisto see how Alpha is, but of course tells him to grab him a weapon before he bleeds to death. And we see how, Kid Fisto pretty much says about basically trying to get help from Obi-Wan, but we see how Obi-Wan gets flown out from the medical center, and we see Anakin saying, "Obi-Wan, but you don't find Ventress? I really killed her?" Anakin. And we see how, Ventress basically returns, and this is basically Anakin trying to take her down. But we do kind of see how Obi-Wan wants to prevent Anakin from killing her, and we see how Obi-Wan speaks from the heart to try and get her to see reason, but it becomes clear that she's too far gone to be helped. And this is Anakin trying to be realistic, because you can't rely on morals and that, and sometimes people are too far gone to get help. And we see how, we see how basically Count Dooku has his droids to locate Grievous and Ventress and see if they are still alive. So of course, we see how Mace Windu tries to take on Count Dooku, and of course gets help from his droid guards and throws them down a ditch. And of course, they mainly use this as a diversion, and of course able to locate General Grievous, and even says, "Soon good, take him to the escape shuttle. He cost too much to let him go to waste. You don't see? Dooku flees without you. He would leave you here to die. Liar! And of course, we kind of see how Ventress tries in vain to get back to Count Dooku. But of course, Dooku knows that she's basically dead weight now, and has the droid guards basically shoot her. And of course, we see how Anakin and Obi-Wan see how Ventress is, and we see how, yeah, Anakin pretty much decides to go after Dooku, but we see how Obi-Wan has to remind him what would have happened instead of Qui-Gon Jinn had it been Darth Maul. And this is Anakin understanding, yeah, I have to do this. But we see how he sees basically that Ventress has a sharp object, and of course kills off Ventress. And this is basically Obi-Wan understanding that he didn't see the metal weapon and understood Anakin's heart was in the right place, and does feel bad for Ventress. So of course, after the battle, we kind of see how Ventress pretty much says that, yeah, end this war, basically watch over the galaxy and all that. And we see how, yeah, after breaking through the CIS, we see how the medical transports take care of the needy, and we see how they decide to give Ventress a proper burial. And after this, taking down Ventress, as well as routing the Confederacy of Independent Systems. And we see how on one of the medical transports, turns out Ventress did survive, and has the pilots take her somewhere far away from the Jedi and the war and Count Dooku, ending her original story there and there. And this is pretty much the story. I think issue 5 is a weaker ending, but it's not bad. I think there was an intention to bring Ventress back, but at the same time, I feel like the original comics try to give her a proper ending, while the 2008 one just try to give her a redemption story that feels a little needy, but not bad. So I think this one definitely deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still readable. And I think Obsessions is an okay series, and would fit into the sort of 2008 Clone Wars series if done correctly. So I think the series definitely deserves another thumbs up. Still good, and still readable. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.